There is nothing better in the game of football than watching athletic linemen out in space blocking downfield in front of his dudes on a screen pass. Now, it obviously helps if you have athletic linemen to be able to do that with the best of them, but what you're going to see in this video are some simple rules that I use in blocking my perimeter screen game that you can start using right now to have more success with. You're also going to see how Oregon, Oklahoma State, and Washington use these same simple rules in a variety of their perimeter screen game. So if you want more success in your screen game, then make sure you stick around all the way to the end because you don't want to miss a thing. Welcome to the Spread Offense. I'm Coach Alex Besaw, and if you want more videos just like the one you're watching now, then consider hitting subscribe below. Let's get started with some of these screen passes from Oregon, Oklahoma State, and Washington. But first, let's get started with the blocking rules. If we're going to start in a 2x2 look, and we'll just talk about going tunnel screen to the right. So the way that we're going to teach this to the front side of this concept, if we just start with our slot receiver, in a 2x2 look, we would have our slot receiver push and go get that corner. And then with our offense alignment, what we want to do is what we teach our play side tackles is that they are the kick out block. So they are responsible for kicking out the first defender to the outside of them. So when they get to the line of scrimmage, they need to check to the outside, identify who that first guy is, and that is who they are going after before the ball is snapped. So they are our kick out block, and how they get there depends on where this defensive end or end man line of scrimmage is. So if he's outside shade like this, then we want our tackles to get more of a vertical set, and we want that pass rush to continue outside. And we really want to influence that rush. We don't want to get hung up at the line of scrimmage. We really don't want to engage with that defender, but we do want to sell pass pro, and it's just for one kick step. So we want to influence that rush upfield, and then we will club him in the back with our inside arm. And so once we club, we kick step for one, and then we club, and then we are out into the flat, and we're looking to kick out the first defender to the outside. And then that technique of how he gets there could change depending on the end man on the line of scrimmage and where his alignment is. So if he's head up to inside shade, then we want our tackles to get more of a jump set here to the outside, influence the inside rush, club with the outside arm, and then release out into the flat. So we ultimately want our tackles to get the best release possible. So those techniques really seem like that's going to give them the best chance to get out there and get to that defender who they are responsible for. Pretty similar for our guard here as far as the technique in terms of where this defense alignment is lined up. So if he's in a 3 technique, we set vertically on him, we club with the inside arm, and then we are attacking the alley, and we're responsible for any defender that is trying to fill the alley. So we're trying to get this guard downfield into the alley there. So that's it with our guard. Again, same thing if the tackle's inside, same approach as our offensive tackle in terms of the technique that is needed to be able to get out into the blocking of this screen pass. And then our center is also going to be involved in the screen game here, so he's going to set for one as well. And then he's also going to work to the alley, but we want him to start peeling back, kind of get his head on a swivel, his eyes turned back, and looking for any type of defender that might be flowing from the backside, whether it could be the play side linebacker, or it could be the backside linebacker, or maybe even a safety, depending on where this thing hits and where we end up finding color. So we have 3 different ways that we teach our linemen, 3 different responsibilities. Tackles, they are our kick out blocks, guards are the alley, and center is the peel back. And then on the backside, we're just going to pass set this, and it's like big on big here. So these guys are just going to pass pro, hold those defense alignment up. On the backside, you can really do what you want with this. You can stock block it if you want, but these guys on the backside are going to be dead. At least that's the way that we've done it. But you can kind of dummy anything you want over here. If you want them running routes, go for it. They're dead, so it really doesn't matter. However, if you want to give your quarterback a chance before the ball is snapped, you could make this some sort of quick game concept over here. I always like to just first start with bubble. So if you want to give your quarterback a pre-snap read, if he likes bubble, he can throw bubble. If not, he's going to go with tunnel screen to the field here, okay? In the backfield, what we do, if we're running tunnel screen, then we are going to be faking outside zone away from it. So we want our running backs to really handle that outside zone play action fake, and we want our quarterbacks just to punch it out there real quick and then get it right back, because it's got to get out real quick to our receiver on the tunnel screen. So if it's to our number 1 receiver in a 2x2 set, what we want him doing is we want him taking one hard step off the line of scrimmage, and then he's going to kind of come back in this banana route, and we want him replacing the number 2 receiver. That's usually our landmark with him, is we tell him to replace the number 2 so that the ball is really caught where that slot receiver lines up at. And his momentum should continue taking him on his path towards the quarterback when he catches the football. Once he catches the football, you can kind of see just right now natural angles that we're able to create with our kick out block, us filling the alley, and then also our center peeling back for any defender. We want that ball to be hit right in there. So we want our guy to catch that ball. We're getting vertical right away through that alley. And then at that point, it's just like fine grass. Let them be athletes, and they're going to, do what they do. Most of the time, the grass is to the outside. So we usually talk about trying to get back to the outside, kind of top of the numbers to the bottom of the numbers, and just run to grass. So that's pretty much how we block up our perimeter screens. And we do it in a 2x2 set, a 3x1 set. We throw it to the 3 side. We throw it to the single side. But what I really like about this is that the consistency with the offensive alignment as far as kick out, alley, and peel back really allows them to get quality reps, and also allows you as a coach to consistently coach the same thing over and over again. So it yields a lot of success because it's simple, but also really effective. So let's take a look and see what it looks like on film here, and then we'll get to how Oregon, Oklahoma State, and how the Washington Huskies use it as well. We are in a 3x1 look here, and we are actually going to be throwing to the 3 receiver side. And I like 2x2, 3x1, throw it to the trips, throw it to the single receiver. You got plenty of options here. In this clip, we're going to throw it to the 3 receiver side, and we're going to take our number 1 receiver, and we're going to just have him stock block out on the perimeter. And then what we're going to do with our number 3 receiver is we're going to send him on a bubble route. And where we're throwing tunnel here is to our number 2 receiver. So we're coaching him up the same way as if we coach our number 1 receiver. We want him taking one hard step off the line of scrimmage, banana route this thing back, and then we want him replacing the number 3 receiver. The reason why I like this combo and why I went this route with it is because we are really successful throwing bubble here on the perimeter. So I wanted to add a layer to that bubble and try to obviously show something that we're really good at, but attack the defense in a different spot of the field. So with that bubble, what we're trying to do is we're trying to influence these defenders out here. Right? They see bubble a lot. We want them moving to the outside. Even linebacker inside like this may see bubble, and they are working real hard to get to the outside thinking they're stopping bubble. Meanwhile, we're trying to work back against the grain, get underneath this thing, and essentially attack mainly the middle of the field. So that's our little wrinkle that we ran with our tunnel screen. We ran it here in this clip to our number 2 receiver. You're going to see our tackle take one kick step. He's going to be our kick out block, who's just getting that first guy that he sees to the outside. Our guard here is going to try to get into the alley, and he picks up anyone that he can see. And then our center also kick step for one, and then he's going to release, and he'll peel back and look for work coming from the backside. So take a look and see what it looks like. There's the flow. You can just see the defense completely working to get to the outside while our number 2 receiver is working back to the middle here. So exactly what we wanted to get out of this is send their numbers to the perimeter so we can throw tunnel back to our number 2 working across the field that way. So I really like that wrinkle, and like I said, you can throw it to a 2x2 set, you can throw it 3x1 to the trip side, you can throw it to the single receiver side. Out here in trips, you can throw it to the number 1 receiver. We just found something that worked really well for us because it was layered on top of our bubble screen. But this was 2nd and 10, simple, easy throw for our quarterback, get our lineman out in space, and ends up being, I think, 3rd and 1. So very manageable 3rd down now after a very safe 2nd down call. So that's our little wrinkle to tunnel screen. Now let's check out and see how Oregon does it. Very similar to what you just saw here. Oregon here is in a 3x1, and I really like this variation, what they do here. They're going to be doing it actually very similar to what we just did in our offense. What you saw in the first clip is they're going to be throwing their tunnel screen to the number 2 receiver right here. Pretty similar with this number 1. You can run him off or stalk him. And then they're going to take the number 3 here, and they're going to push him out to the defender over the top of number 2. The wrinkle that I really like that Oregon does is that they use their running back tear motion, and they're just sprinting him out and really trying to accomplish the same thing that we were trying to accomplish when we were going bubble by number 3. I think this motion, what they're trying to intend, one is just a little bit of eye candy for the defense, getting into an empty look, but I also think it's, hopefully trying to force guys kind of moving in this direction because they want to attack again against the grain and get back inside of those defenders who hopefully are going to be pushing to the outside. So nice wrinkle from what you see from Oregon. We just play it through. You can just see the design kind of unfold here. Bo Nix does a great job of catching the football, getting it out right away, and the linemen do a really nice job of getting in front of the receiver here. So I like tunnel to the number 2 receiver. I really like this wrinkle with the tear motion from the running back. And one thing, again, to look at is this right tackle. So pre-snap, he should be identifying first guy to the outside. That's who I'm going to kick out. Well, just because he's there before the ball is snapped doesn't mean he's going to be there after the ball is snapped. So this guy's actually now on some pressure here. He's coming on a blitz. And so if you're that tackle, obviously we don't want to go and chase him. We just want to continue staying on our track and picking up the next guy that we see and try to get a hand on someone. And that's exactly what he does. He continues working on his track. He literally gets a hand on that guy, but that's enough to be able to kick him out and allow that receiver to work back inside of that block. Center does a great job of getting into the alley as well. Right guard just gets hung up a little bit on that defensive lineman, but center does a great job of taking over, getting into the alley, and getting a hat on a hat there. So great design by Oregon. Love the wrinkle and the variation with the motioning to empty, and just a great design. Quick hitter and a lot of success. Big chunk play right here. Now we got Oklahoma State against Texas, and Oklahoma State, again, 3-by-1 formation to the field. They are now going to motion their number 1 receiver, who's going to become the new number 2. And I really also like their variation to what they do here. So they're going to take their 2 receivers out here on the perimeter. They're going to block. One thing that they're going to do on this outside zone fake, though, is they're going to take their left guard here, and they're going to pull him to the boundary, and it's a false key for the linebackers. So they're false pulling this left guard. And really what that's going to do is add just another element for these linebackers to account for. If you have linebackers that are reading guards, false pulling on perimeter screens is a great wrinkle because they're keying guards. They're coming downhill like this while the quarterback is ripping that ball out and quickly getting the ball to the perimeter. So it adds just another 2-3 steps for these linebackers moving in the opposite direction of where the ball is going, which gives your receiver plenty of time to be able to operate in space. Left tackle here is still in the same rules as far as kick step for a 1 count, and then he is working to the outside. And similar to what you saw with the film with Oregon is that if color is not there anymore, this is the first defender to the outside. If color is not there anymore, you got to stay on your track. If color is covered up, stay on your track. Don't be blocking someone who's already being blocked. So you're going to notice this guy gets outside. The slot receiver here has him covered. And so this tackle does a great job of bypassing that and working to the safety here, who's the next dangerous man. Because Oklahoma State loses a guard on the false pull, they're going to be bringing the center along as well, trying to get into the alley, and then also this backside guard. So at that point, kind of out in here, it's just a matter of being able to look for work and try to cover guys up. You're not going to get the perfect block. You may not even get both hands on someone, but if you can basically run interference and have these small dudes out here run around you, then most likely you're going to be pretty successful on any type of perimeter screen because they're not going to be able to make the tackle. So let's take a look and see what Oklahoma State's doing. There's the motion, quick hit to the slot receiver there. Now the one difference here is the lane is a little bit different, and so great job by the receiver to read his teammate's block here. He sees the jersey numbers and he runs right off his butt. There's the natural lane, natural angles that are created. Again, left tackle's going to kick out. You can see his angle. He's trying to kick out and he's covered up, so he continues to stay on his track. He gets the next most dangerous man, does a great job of getting a body on him. And very similar here, Oklahoma State's able to pick up the first down here on 3rd and long with a great design by their perimeter screen here. So just roll it one more time through. That way you can get a good look at it, and really like the false pull there. Overall, another nice little wrinkle to tunnel screen, and also how you can kind of play around with it. But again, the rules are going to stay the same. You've got someone in the kicking out, someone filling the alley, and someone trying to peel back. This last clip here from Washington, probably one of my favorite clips when it comes to the perimeter screen game and what they did here. First, I just really like the formation into the boundary. So they're just showing that they have a tendency to run it to the boundary, to the strength. So they're going to formation it that way in 12 personnel, and they're actually going to be running tunnel screen out to the field here. A little bit condensed by these two receivers. Receiver on the ball is going to go outside and block. And then just for the timing purposes, because there's some play action here in the backfield, this receiver here is going to take about 3 hard steps to the outside, and then he's going to come right back where he started and work back to the quarterback for the football. What I love about this design is how deceptive it is, and how they do such a great job of selling outside zone to the boundary. So what you're going to see from the line here is the left tackle. He's going to take about 3 steps to the inside as if he's on his tracks for outside zone. And then once he gets that inside foot or that right foot planted, he's going to come out of that, and now he's working back to kick out. And the guard here is going to do the same thing. He's going to take his zone tracks, and then he's going to plant, and he's going to work back into the alley. And then the center, who's covered up, is essentially going to do the same thing as well. He's going to get covered up at the line of scrimmage, but he's going to be right here to wall off anything trying to work back this way. And even a linebacker, what you're going to see is this linebacker ends up all the way over here because of the great design here with making everything look like outside zone. And then on top of that, you've got your quarterback who's going to turn his back to the defense to sell outside zone that way. So great deception in the backfield and overall play design to have patience to sell the outside zone before hitting the perimeter screen pass with the tunnel screen. So here's what it looks like. Just roll it so you can see it. But really love the timing of this and just the space that's created because of the development of the play. Again, huge chunk yards. And the design is great, pulling defense, pulling the defenders away from the point of attack, and having your linemen be able to get back into space with the end responsibilities of kick out, alley, and peel. So great job by the Huskies. Love that little wrinkle. Wanted to share it with you guys because I think if you're an outside zone team, formation into the boundary team, run to the strength type of team, this would be a great addition for you to be able to attack the perimeter. So it seems pretty simple, right? You're creating these very simple rules for your offensive linemen, and they're going to execute it the same way no matter what perimeter screen that you call. And then on top of that, you're able to add variety to what you do on the perimeter, whether it's a tunnel by 2, a tunnel by 1, or even by 3. You can be creative as you want to be out on the perimeter, but your linemen are executing the simple rules that you've installed from the very beginning. Thanks for watching. I hope this video will help you out in your screen game, and if you feel like you got something out of it, then please give it a thumbs up, like this video. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe below if you want more videos just like the one you saw here. I appreciate all your guys' support, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next one.